Hi, my name's Gwen and this is Tarot for the Soul. I'm a psychic medium channel. That means I'm able to pick up on the energies that are around us. I'm able to communicate with deceased loved ones, spirit guides, and I'm able to bring back messages of hope and love, insight, wisdom, and knowledge. I use tarot cards as a divination tool. It helps me to create a focus on the energies. For this series, I'm going to be doing bi-weekly reading on the new moon and the full moon. So sit back, relax, and see what the cards have to say for you. And remember that I might be talking about the cards in one way, but they may speak to you and tell you a story as well. So have fun with it. Good morning. This is my very first bi-weekly tarot reading for the soul. Today is August 14th. We have a new moon in Leo, and the energy is kind of crazy. So let's see what the cards have to say to us. The first card that I have is the three of four-leggeds, the otter, creativity and skill. Now this card I picked from my Animal Speak deck, and it kind of identifies the energy for this 2-week cycle that's coming up for us. I do feel that there's a lot of high energy. There's a lot of indecision, but yet there's a lot of anticipation for what's going to happen. I can feel it in my throat, I can feel it in my heart, and the energy is palatable. Let's just say that. Very, very almost intense. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 5 cards, and the representation of the cards will be the past to present situation. And then we have insight, wisdom, knowledge, and outcome. I'll get this stuff out of the way. I just wanted to show you that I'm actually picking the cards as I do this live, as I'm filming. And by the way, I hope the film quality is better than it was last week. I really love these cards and the information on the cards. I read the information one way, but you can see there's so much symbolism in there that you can actually make it very much for you and personalize this reading for you as we go along. So, like I said, the general energy is the 3 of four-leggeds, or the 3 of pentacles, and it's otter, creativity and skill. The number 3 has a lot of magic for me, because I see 3 as the subconsciousness, the consciousness, and the superconsciousness. And I really feel like we are in a time and space where we are trying to bring the 3 of those elements together, you know, so we can be a whole human being, because that's what we yearn for. Our soul wants to be fully part of us in this lifetime as we are humans. And it's interesting because the 5 of Swords is right below it, and within that 5 is a triangle. Within that star is a triangle, and that triangle representing again the consciousness, the subconsciousness, the consciousness, and the superconsciousness. When we bridge the three of those together, that's when we can receive information from spirit. That's when we can receive information from our soul, and that's when we can truly understand what it is we're here for, what it is that we're doing. And this is a very potent time for this, and I think we can feel it, and it's like it's so unnerving at the same time, because these are our deepest, darkest, fears that we're kind of like, that are being brought to the surface so we can deal with them, so we can move into the new energy that this new moon is bringing. So the past to present situation, the Prince of Discs, this is about, for me, the symbolism of Prince in discs right now is bringing in things into the physical manifestation. And we need to trust in ourselves if we're going to do that. It sounds pretty easy when we say, well, I want this and I want that, and how come I can't just bring it into my physical existence? And how come I'm bringing everything else into my physical existence except for this, except for what I truly want? Well, the problem is we think we might want something, but we don't. A lot of times we want things out of fear. We're afraid we're going to lose something. We're afraid we're going to lose our house. We're afraid we're going to not have enough food. And when we trust in the universe, we just don't worry about those things. And you can see the prince. He kind of looks like, to me, looks like he's in the middle of the field, and he's got all of the riches around him. You see the yellows and the golds. Again, he's got the bull by the horns, and he is ready to rock and roll. And I actually think I picked this card last week. So, we're primed to be done with this cycle that we have gone through, and really wanting to move forward. So the next card is the Ace of Cups, and this is bringing new energy into our individual universe. Ace is about emotions. It's also about love. It's about passion. And it's about bringing the waters of, the cleansing waters of having a good cry. Almost like the floods of last week. Cleansing the air, cleansing the land. And just like what a good cry does. A good cry just helps to cleanse out all those old emotions and wash them down the drain. And actually something that I like doing is when I take a shower or a bath, I am literally cleansing the energy, putting that energy into the water and washing it down the drain. It's a really nice symbolic way of releasing all that old energy, because that's what emotions are there to help us. We need to pay attention to them, but we also need to know when we're hanging on to them and they're old emotions, and we need to sometimes we just need to be done with the old emotions. Again, going back to this, that's the insight. Now, wisdom is this beautiful Five of Swords, and it's defeat. But what's interesting is the star is upside down, and I see this, and it's like maybe the ego is feeling defeated. Maybe the ego is feeling deflated. But sometimes the ego is not the one who's supposed to be in charge. We're supposed to be working together as a team. And the number 5 in the pentacle specifically is the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, and the energetic bodies. There's all these different aspects to us, and they're working in unison to defeat the ego. Because the ego, it's not that we want to kill the ego, it's that we want to let the ego know that it's not the only one. It can't work alone. It needs to work with the rest of the team. And a lot of time we just kind of let the ego take charge, and the ego is built on fear of not having the things that we want, need, and desire. It's about keeping it in check and being a friend with the ego, but it's not about killing the ego. Insight, wisdom, knowledge. So now we have the Ace of Discs, which is the knowledge. The knowledge that we know that this is a new cycle. We feel that this is a new cycle, and rich new experiences in physical form. This is the Ace of Discs. Brand new, bringing brand new energy into physical form. And we can feel it, and it is palatable, and it is kind of intense, actually. It's very intense. I feel it in every being of my soul right now. And it's scary, and it's fun, and it's exciting, but it's also very unnerving. And then the last card that I have, it's the 8 of Swords, and it's about interference, but the number 8 is about strength. And so taking this card and understanding this is the outcome of the next couple of weeks. Things are not just going to drop in our lap. You know, there's the Gemini, the symbol of the Gemini, and so there's we're going to need to make decisions. We're going to need to know what we want so we can make the right decision. We need to take everything into consideration, and we need to be contemplative. I really don't feel like this is a time to make decisions. This is a time to formulate ideas and just work with the energies, because there's just, unless something comes up. If something just comes up and you just have to do it, then do it. But for the most part, don't feel like you have to make any decisions, because this is not decision time. I really feel like we want to wait a little while. I don't know, there's just something about September, and I know a little bit about astrology, but not a lot. But I just feel like the energy is going to be better in September for us. So use this energy, and use the energies that the universe is giving us to be contemplative, to formulate your ideas, to observe what's going on around you, and to enjoy the time, this specific time, because I really feel like that it's an important time to be in the moment, to be in the present moment, to look at the universe as the observer, and kind of stand back from all the chaos and all the emotional energy and all the fear, and see what's really going on. Because I see that things are changing. People are changing. Attitudes are changing. It's just like when if anybody watched the debate this past week, it had a different tone to it. And that's what this time period, this is what this new moon in Leo with the sun in Leo is doing. It's setting a tone. It's setting a different tone. And it's a good thing because it's a breath of fresh air, and we really need it because I feel like a lot of people have been under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure for a lot of different reasons. And so let's just try to breathe, relax, and enjoy the last couple of weeks of August. So make sure you look for me in another couple of weeks because I'll be doing the full moon report, Tarot for the Soul. Thank you and blessings.